Joints are getting stiff now that I'm 17 years old.
So it was mentioned earlier, but there's another guy from Wu Tai who got here earlier that we're waiting for to show up, and there he is.
I'm back.
Oh, that was a well-timed nap.
Ah, there you are. Someone's been expecting you. What took you?
Sorry about that.
What?
Just thinking how you're nothing like your old man. Anyway, it's nice to meet you. I'm Sonan Kusakabe. I was lucky enough to learn how to fight from good...
Yeah, I don't want to talk about him. Let's talk about something else, like how you've adjusted to life here, indulging in adult pastimes.
Have you had a sex? How
Which
dare
I guess
you?
means drinking yourself stupid. Last thing I need is my partner stinking like an over-the-hill has-been.
I only work with virgins.
Speaking of drinking,
I love how
you
the
been to the Happy
camera
Turtle?
is also just
If you're
joining
part
in
of
her
Operation
dance,
Down and
basically.
Oh yeah.
It's
I am
swooping
there
and
next time
bobbing
you go.
around along with her.
Don't
Yeah,
worry,
it's
I
way
can
more
do
like
adult stuff just
hyperactive with
fine.
her.
Well, I don't even know where to begin with all of that. But I do know I haven't heard of Operation Down in One. At any rate, I'm looking forward to working with you, boss.
Boss? As in me?
Well, I've got a few years on you, I'll admit. But out of us two, you've done this longer.
I guess I have. Boss, huh? I could
You
get
didn't even
used
come to
that.
work in your
Beats being
uniform.
stuck on the bottom
You're supposed to
rung,
be a
that's for sure.
Tomberry.
After we get the Materia, we can celebrate your promotion at the Happy Turtle.
Yeah. Stupid bird.
Says the merchandise is good to go.
You
And
just
us at
picked up
Depot
bird poop.
Municipal Storage.
You're
Okay.
pretending there's a message.
Yuffie? Sonan? You mind coming along?
Just wants to save
Not at
face for
all.
touching bird poop.
Need to scope out the city anyway. Really get to know the enemy.
We'll be passing through a rough part of town, so you'll want to go prepared. I'll leave you to get ready. Hit me up outside when you're done, okay?
Be right there.
So yeah, new party member in the DLC as well. He's not a full party member, but he's more than what Red 13 was. He does everything. Sonan does everything a full party member does. You just can't like switch over and manually control him.
Of course he's more than Red 13. He walks upright. I see those thumbs. They're right on screen.
But yeah, Sonan also a brand new character for the DLC.
Heading out? Watch yourself, okay? Good luck out there, boss. I know you're not a local, but try your best to act like one.
Try and keep a low profile around here, okay? If you want to get a feel for the Undercity, why not take a stroll? Remember, Midgar's filled with Shinra's victims too. Not everyone here is out to get you.
I was worried that when they started adding new characters, they were all gonna feel like really out of place, just like we couldn't replicate the feel of characters from the original. So here's a bunch of guys who feel like they're from Final Fantasy 13 or something. I don't know, but they, for the most part, I feel like they mesh pretty well with the original stuff.
Right.
So we could follow Nayo, but I went back here to grab Sonan so that he could help with some of the remaining side quest stuff, because there's a couple of fights that if you try to do on your own, you'll probably get your ass kicked.
Who are you? Seeing your face around here.
We've still got a couple more of those flyers to pick up for the Happy Turtle. And we still gotta fight Chadley's new summon.
We gotta introduce Sonan to the city.
Yeah,
So, have you heard any news about this thing?
he's only been at Wall Market, presumably during the day where it's just a fucking trash heap, so he wasn't even having fun.
Hey, over here!
He's just
Can't
been
believe
living on
those
Materia
freaking
Pops.
morons. They damn near got themselves eaten trying to hide that stupid poster. You stay away from that factory, you hear? Place has monsters coming out of the walls.
Weimer, that's an invitation for hyperactive girls to go in there and fight stuff. Like,
Yeah, you may not realize this, but I'm spunky.
I'm waiting, my friend! Come out wherever you are!
Why, hello there! Forgive me for saying, but you remind me of a dear friend of mine. Perhaps you've met him?
I don't know.
Chadley?
Is he Shinra too?
Perhaps. My name is Roche, by the way. Ordinarily, your ill-concealed hostility and exotic wardrobe would give me pause.
You're dressed
But
like
not
a
today.
fucking weirdo.
I am here on business of a personal
Unlike
nature.
me, the most normal man.
I'm so normal.
Oh, I only wish I knew. But I can tell you that he has a real need for speed, as they say. And while he boasts a very large sword, his first love is plainly his mount.
Yeah, he sounds great. Say, is that Fort Condor I see over there? You play?
I'm always ready for a round of Fort Condor.
As long as you play
I
the speed
suspect
version.
A delicate flower like you would wither if exposed to my scorching passion for the game. Maybe after some practice.
Roche is too high rank of a board game player to fight. I'm trying to figure out if Roche brought the board game with him to fight Cloud.
Yes,
he did. He wanted to find his crush and play a board game with him.
It's a date, baby. Cloud would just cut the board in half, but he can try.
I can't really imagine Cloud being a board game guy. Like, he played darts, sure, but...
He played darts just to shame one of his friends.
Yeah. Maybe if there's a leaderboard. Again, I guess it just loops around to, can he play the board game in a way that people will think he's cool for doing it?
Oh, see, with the board game, that's very hard.
Yeah.
But with a board game this popular and ubiquitous, maybe. What are the prohibited items? Wait a minute. I want to know the fucking contraband up in here.
Toxic substances was one of them.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Also, flammable things was one of them, I think.
Okay, so these are very sensible laws. Okay.
Yeah.
Turtle.
So this is my favorite Happy Turtle song that's coming up because it sounds almost exactly like Ride a Chocobo from Final Fantasy 13 2.
Hell yes. Hey, Sonan, you like this? You like this? You like this? how come your socks are as black as socks can be and I have the whitest socks in all of Midgard? Are we mismatched? Are we an odd couple thing? Is that it?
Yin yang of socks, yeah. It is a Wu-Taiyan thing that if you partner up, you gotta have opposite colored socks. Just to balance things out.
Oh, I wore my orange socks today. I guess I'm looking for the blue guy. Where's the blue guy?
All right, so Sonan as a party member is kind of a support guy. He's meant more for kind of defending Yuffie from attacks and stuff like that.
And he hits things with a stick.
Yeah, he's got a big old staff. He's got this incendiary limit breaks upgrade, so anytime he gets some abilities and there's some other things he can do with them to draw aggro onto him, and that upgrade makes it so that anytime he's drawing aggro in some way, his limit break gauge fills up a bit.
It is interesting that, like, that's not a thing, really, in like, the main game. That's not... Is it? Am I forgetting anyone's ability? Because I don't feel like that was
There's only one way
something you had to pay attention to.
Right. There's only one way to draw aggro in the main game, and that there's the provoke materia, where if somebody gets their health in the red, the person wearing the provoke will draw all the enemies towards them for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. But Sonan is the first character to have multiple different ways to draw aggro to him. So yeah, all of his materia he starts off with are like support things. He's got the provoke materia. He's got item master to heal more. He's got a first strike on him, which is really handy because Sonan generates his ATB slower than Yuffie because you can't manually switch over to him to, make that gauge build up faster. So loading him up with anything that like increases his gauge faster naturally is really handy. So yeah, you can issue him commands. He's got ATB abilities and everything. You just can't make him run around on your own.
Yeah.
He has a brand new combat mechanic called Synergize, which we'll show off in a little bit once we have some stronger enemies to fight. But basically, you can do co-op attacks with him. You can team up.
Ooh.
So yeah, normally he swings around a big stick. He is naturally stronger than Yuffie, but Yuffie's combo potential is too high. You end up dealing more damage with her anyways.
Right, yeah.
His two starting abilities aren't anything super special. He's got Twirling Storm, which is just the big damage dealing one, and then he's got one move for increasing the stagger gauge a bunch.
Not too shabby, Sonan.
Back at you, boss.
Oh, they're friends from the start. Isn't that nice?
Yay. Yeah, Sonan is just a very chill, agreeable guy.
Cat.
I kind of like Sonan's seven. One of these boxes has 777 gil in it also. I kind of like Sonan's, kind of normal looking shirt that just has pauldrons sewn into the shoulders.
Mm-hmm. The treasure stamp.
Got another board game piece in here. Again, I wish I could buy these. I want this little mono drive.
Yeah, that's a cutie. That's a cutie pie.
And I've also, you've linked me a couple weeks ago some of the newly announced, VII Remake figures. I'm just like, I kind of want those. The only issue is I've been, because Square Enix also makes their own figures, but they're kind of inconsistent quality-wise. I saw somebody who posted, hey, I got the VII Remake Tifa, and her face is kind of weird looking. Eyes a little lopsided, face a little too long and narrow. Looks kind of weird. Oh yeah, so if you tell Sonan to use an ATB ability and he's really far away, he'll do a little ninja teleport.
Ooh. He's got all sorts of tricks up the sleeve.
Yeah, he'll do little teleports pretty frequently so that he can be by Yuffie's side pretty quick, since he's meant to defend her
so
a bunch.
You can synchronize, yeah.
Yeah. There's one thing that won't be showing up for a little while, but since you can't switch to Sonan, what happens if Yuffie dies? You can't switch to him. He has a secret, ability where if Yuffie gets knocked out, he will sacrifice all of his health to revive Yuffie.
Aww.
So, yeah.
What a good employee.
The best there ever was.
That's the spirit, boss.
You wouldn't catch me doing that for my boss, I tell you what.
There's also an extra little behavior that Sonan has where if Yuffie gets hit by a heart attack that sends her flying back, instead of flying all the way back, Sonan will teleport behind her and grab her to stop her so that she can recover quicker.
And is he ever going to advise her not to sit on benches like that because she's going to bruise her tailbone?
He doesn't want to spoil the fun.
Just leave us alone, will ya? At least put up a fight.
One of those Final Fantasy VII Remake figures that's about absurdly expensive is one that just recreates the cutscene where Jesse is riding on the bike with Cloud. It's the bike, it's Cloud, it's Jesse. It's like $350. I cannot spend that much money on something I want.
This is the most popular version of the Happy Turtle jingle. You've passed by so many little crank 'em up record players playing it.
Yeah. So these enemies are beefy enough that we can show off how synergizing works. So you press L2 and that toggles on synergize mode. And this changes a whole bunch of different attacks. So once you are synergized, if you just hit the basic attack button, Sonan will also pop up next to you and start attacking the same enemy you're attacking, and it's a completely new like melee combo string. And it has the extra benefit of synergized basic attacks fill up the stagger gauge way quicker on pressured enemies. Since Yuffie never gets a move that's meant just for increasing that gauge, that's like the main way you do this. So yeah, they both like do cool little flips. They jump around each other. The synergized melee combo is an infinite. It never ends. They just start zipping back and forth through the air, taking turns striking enemies at a certain point. Also,
I love all the different like attack trees and flowcharts in Yuffie. Like they really built out Yuffie to be an entire party in one character.
Yeah, they really did. Another cool thing is if you are synergized and you throw out Yuffie's weapon and start shooting out magic, instead Sonan will actually also synergize and start shooting out magic, which he normally never does otherwise.
Well, if you insist, boss, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I do magic now.
Keep it up, huh?
So here's the other really cool thing. Yuffie's first 2 ATB abilities have synergized versions. To use these, because they're co-op attacks, they use up ATB gauge from both Sonan and Yuffie. But this one, the synergized Windstorm, she just jumps on his stick and he starts swinging her around.
Nice.
And so yeah, it shoots... The synergized Windstorm shoots out a more powerful version of like the spinning wind thing. It has the additional bonus of every time it hits, it increases a stagger meter or stagger damage percentage. And this is
you just invented gymnastics doubles, is what you've done.
Yep. And this is synergized Art of War, which is just a really powerful damage dealing attack, where she just jumps on Sonan's staff and he like launches her with it. It's pretty good.
Ready? Got you right where I want you.
The downside to being in synergized mode is that Sonan doesn't gain like any ATB while he's in it. And Yuffie's ATB doesn't really...
So what you think? Aren't I just awesome?
It also gets slowed down a little bit. So you got to kind of plan ahead to like build up a bunch of your gauge before going into it if you want to use the abilities and stuff. But seeing the synergized mechanic here with just Yuffie and Sonan makes me really excited to see if they will try to pull that off with a full party in the next game.
Yeah, right?
That feels like it would be a really cool like evolution of what they've already got. Also,
look at him go.
He's got a little. This is a goth turtle.
He's got 3 drinks and another one hovering above him.
Gotcha.
A turtle is getting turnt. He's a turnt-ole.
And that makes 6. Won't old Snapper be impressed when I rock up with these bad boys?
I like that Sonan is just completely just like, okay, whatever you want, boss. Like, I don't know, you were already in the middle of something, you're not filling me in, but I'll help.
Well, when we met, you called me an alcoholic, and now you're the one that wants to go to a bar.
That's a 1, 2,
okay.
3 and a 4, 5, and I can't believe it, 6! We have a winner!
Seems the boss is projecting a little.
For the Happy Turtles all-conquering champion! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
Thank you so much for removing my business's ads
Only
from our
these Bulgarian
Chrome
dummies would find that a challenge. Speaking of which, here, for a fellow tough nut.
Would you look at that? The Chow Beans! Does this mean what I think it does? Well, what do you know? A real-life ninja paying old Snapper a visit. Truth be told, I'd love to have you round to the bar, but you got your hands full. Not to mention the whole underage thing. Still just a youngin', I suppose, ninja though you are. Well, I don't plan on moving from Midgar anytime soon, so once your shell's seen a bit more wear and tear, make sure to come on back.
Your prize is entirely in store credit. Don't come to the store.
Oh,
Only the
man.
best for you.
So yeah, doing that side quest gets you the Magnify Materia. In the main game, you can only get one Magnify Materia, which, you know, made it really valuable. And the DLC you can get 2. Yeah. I thought that would feel kind of game-breaking, but it works out okay. Yeah, there's also one other little bit of materia I forgot to pick up back in the little area where story time with Stamp is happening.
Yes.
There's a materia over here.
Okay, everyone, listen up. Time for Stamp, the loyal little helper. Bow wow, I'm Stamp, the good boy.
I believe this is a warding materia that's hiding over here. Yep.
I can't wait for the next season of Stamp. Like, I mean, I've listened to this story 5 times. Don't get me wrong. When there's new ones, oh boy.
Yeah. The equivalent of a Netflix exclusive but on Shinra's streaming service. Yeah. Also, the only streaming service.
Binge listening to story time in the park.
Yeah. So
Gil burning a hole in your pocket?
We checked the Sky once before, but I mentioned his stock actually does rotate every like 10-15 minutes, so I had to come back to get more game pieces from him.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. Give me that missile launcher.
Yes.
Sometimes he's also got the MP absorb materia, which is something we still haven't even gotten in my hard mode playthrough yet. Yeah, you just link it up with any type of attack magic, and it will absorb a little bit of MP based on how much damage you dealt. There's some really gimmicky setups that you can make for certain fights where you basically have infinite MP and you can just sit still in Aerith's magic circle and just constantly double cast magic.
Yeah, the MP absorb has got to really open things up when you don't have ethers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it only, the amount of MP you get from that materia is only based on like 0.1% of the damage you do, but you don't have that much MP anyways, so.
Wow, Scarlet's big fans over here.
Yeah. I like the first bit of their conversation where they're just talking about how they love how much of a girl boss she is.
Yeah.
All right.
What materia are we going to use to fight Chadley?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we're going to be going up against Ramuh, the summon they added cut from the main game. He is just a big lightning wizard, so unfortunately we don't have any elemental materia, which would make fighting him a lot easier. You could just cut a lot of his damage in half instead. But Ramuh is a hard fucking fight, even if you wait to get Sonan to have an extra pool of HP and stuff. So yeah, gonna have some HP absorption on the wind materia since he'll be weak against that. It's also good that we just got the magnify materia so we can heal the whole party at once, because again, Ramuh is no joke. Something I'll be showing off later with different builds for Sonan. There's that synergy materia I've shown off in the main game before, where it's, you link it up with the magic materia, and if you use magic, the person with the synergy will automatically cast whatever's linked to that. In the PS5 version of this game, the synergy materia got its mechanics changed, so it's way more powerful now. Also, a really good upgrade. If you do a perfect block with this weapon with Yuffie, you will just automatically, for free, get the barrier spell cast on her.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a really cool upgrade. But yeah, the synergy materia got changed up so that now, whenever another party member uses any ability, it doesn't even have to be magic, the synergy materia will get triggered, and whatever's linked to that party member will cast it. But also, the synergy materia no longer requires MP to cast the magic, and it no longer needs ATB gauge to use either. It's just a free magic cast now.
Can I assume you're ready to do battle with a virtual summon?
Wow.
Yeah, that's incredibly useful in hard mode now.
Some sort of cyber moogle.
Big wizard.
I seek a champion.
Oh man, I don't know why Ramuh is one of my favorite Final Fantasy summons. I think it's because so many of the summons are big, like godly, like monsters, and Ramuh is just an old man. He's just a big old dude. So yeah, if we scan him here, he's for a little bit now. Final Fantasy games have been calling him the Lord of Levin. I don't know why, but it sounds cool. He's a big old lightning wizard that used to smite humans until they started behaving.
You know why Gandalf always hung out with the hobbits? It's because we all hated him.
And look at him in the original game.
He kind of sucks.
I love his eyeballs bulging out of his head here. He looks really mad. Also, he painted his nails blue. Look at that.
Yeah.
Didn't notice that.
That's the greatest magic of all is self-care.
So Ramuh is incredibly difficult because being lightning themed, he has tons of moves that can either stun you, stun lock you, or just put you like in the stunned state. And he hits hard. And he has so many moves, and he's really designed around the mechanics of Yuffie either perfect blocking or using her Brumo form ability to like dodge through attacks. Yeah, like that. So, yeah, he doesn't have a huge amount of health. He just can kill you very fast. The 11 arrows he shoots on the ground, if you touch those, he gets stunned for like a solid 30 seconds. This is enough for him to kill you. He's got a whole second phase here we won't be seeing because I'm going to kill him too fast, because if I don't kill him fast, he will kill me. He summons these sparks that link up to him and power him up, and he can also use the sparks like as ammo for different attacks. He can like grab one of them and it turns into like a big ball and chain that he swings around and stuff. But if you don't kill Ramuh quick enough, he uses this move called Judgment Bolt, which is just the move he uses when you summon him, and it will almost definitely just straight up kill you. It's possible to survive it if you've got like Mana Ward on you, but I don't even have that spell available yet, so. Instead, you want to go after the sparks and just destroy those. If you destroy all three, he'll get pressured. If you destroy one of these sparks while he's near it, though, they will blow up and it will pressure him early.
Ooh.
Yeah, if he gets caught in the explosion.
Jack Vance was a chump, too. We all hated him. It's not how magic works, you stupid books. Who cares?
So yeah, now he's pressured. You synergize, throw a bunch of magic at him, stay synergized, and use the Art of War, which even if Ramuh isn't staggered, it just does a shitload of damage.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm really like constantly trying to imagine what team-up attacks between different party members will look like in the next game if they go that route. And I can't stop thinking about the cutscene where Barrett just grabs Tifa in the main game and just throws her one-handed.
Splendid. Thanks to the data you provided during your battle,
I'm imagining all the bosses hanging out somewhere like, oh man, what took you out? A little girl got thrown on me by a guy with a stick. Oh, that's kind of embarrassing. And Sephiroth's like, yes, that is the most embarrassing thing. There's nothing worse than that.
Nothing worse. So yeah, we got Ramuh as a summon. One thing I was hoping that you could do if you had the DLC, which you cannot do, unfortunately, is like, okay, if you unlock Ramuh in the DLC, can you pull that materia over to the main game?
Ooh.
You can't, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I guess they would have had to make new animations, because every character has their own, like, reactions to the summons appearing and leaving, so... Yeah, before we go rest on the bench and then continue the main plot next episode.
Great work,
hey,
Johnny. Just great. Where are you gonna find enough money?
He's the only guy that plays the board game faster than Roche.
Wasting your last kill on some flavor of the month game.
Yeah, Roche would probably like Johnny, wouldn't he?
Yeah, Need for Speed, baby.
Make an excuse.
They're boyfriends now, I've decided.
Johnny can keep up with Roche's bike on foot.
Yeah.
And only on foot. He's not very good on it. He's very bad.
Go, Johnny. If I told you that we... You need to pull yourself together, man. Don't freaking scare me like that. I'm highly strung. You're trying to kill me.
How much of that did you hear?
Huh? Who the hell are you?
Who am I? Someone who doesn't spend all day muttering to themselves in the shadows. Like some kind of Shinra spy.
Say what? Me?
You know how spies are always having emotional breakdowns in alleys?
Well, when you work for Shinra.
Huh? Yeah, like how to bag that sweet, sweet Fort Condor prize money. It's my ticket out of here.
So you're after the Grandmaster too? Sorry to burst your bubble, Mr. Shadow Lurker, but I'll be the one taking home those spoils of war.
What? Over my dead body, you will? My life's on the line here. I deserve to eat. I deserve to live.
You're rank one.
Sorry, Johnny. So yeah, Johnny also just has a straight up advantage over us at this point because
he's a lot of ATP that boy's got.
Yeah, he just has a higher level sorcerer board than we do, so.
Yeah, but you got missiles now.
I did buy missiles, and there is the one benefit of the level 1 sorcerer board, lets you carry one more additional unit than the level 2 one does. But yeah, Johnny just has a ton of ATB, and he starts with about half of his gauge rate from the start, so he can just dump a couple units on you, like right at the start. Should mention, so the DLC also has like a new game plus hard mode, just like the main game does, with different behaviors for the boss fights and stuff. But also, all the Fort Condor opponents in hard mode are different. they get different boards and different pieces, and yeah, they're way harder. Because the DLC story does the same thing as the main game, where on hard mode, if you want to get all of the weapon upgrades, you need to do side quests and stuff to get additional skill point books. Going through and doing all the Fort Condor fights on hard mode is what gets you most of the skill point books this time around.
Yeah.
And again, the tactic of trying to draw aggro away from your guard dog so they can just bite the birds really fast works pretty well in Johnny, to the point where it's like, if you see him sending enemies to your bases, just ignore them. Just kill him before he can kill you. Like, he's doing something over here, I don't know. Yeah, especially if you're going for the guard dog strategy, it's best to either save your magic to maybe kill the bird if all your units are about to get wiped out, or if there is like one specific unit that's just going to be a lot of trouble for you, you can just like try and wipe it out right when it spawns.
What? No, this can't be. Say it ain't so. Oh, goodbye fortune, goodbye pride.
Johnny, you had neither.
Now I'm taking down Midgar a citizen at a time.
Wait, what'd you say?
That
I'm gonna
all of
drop the
Midgar
plate.
is gonna suffer the same fate.
Hey, you leveled up. You stole his board.
Yeah, give me that.
Your identity is a total mystery.
Once we get back from doing some main plot stuff in an episode or two, we'll come back and do those rank 2 board game opponents.